Hello, viewers, those who love the game of cricket. Welcome to the Hook Sports channel. I am Syed Mohammad Monis Qadri, former first class player and level 2 PCB level 2 coach. I'm right now I'm living at Cypress, Texas, USA. In this channel, we have a new segment with the name of In My Opinion. Um, we will in this segment we will discuss about some corruption in cricket and ICC code of conduct. So let's start discussion. We all know that the corruption is eating into the vital of every system. So how is it possible that a gentleman game like cricket cannot be affected by this menace? But thanks to the international cricket, the ICC, that it not only has an eye on the corruption, but having a great control on it. In this program, I will go through some basic ICC code of conduct in cricket with the support of some events or some press clipping, thing like this. Um, um, I think it is. We all know that. In my opinion, that it is not the sole responsibility of International Cricket Council or the board around working around the world to make the players and other realize the importance of ICC code of conduct. In my opinion, it is an obligation to both electronic and print media to spare time for this important issue, or spare some pages for this important issue, so to help International Cricket Council and other boards in making the game of cricket corruption free. All we know that lots of books and articles or videos are available in the market on the corruption in the game of cricket or the violation of ICC code of conduct that cut short the future of many players and defame their characters. Uh, as we know that no one is above the law. So player must understand the importance of these ICC code of conduct and how important these codes of conduct are for the game of cricket. Uh, I must say that we must create a fear of if you violate the ICC code of conduct. It is necessary for the smooth running of the game. Smooth running means the corruption free of the game. If you want to untangle this fear or you want to overcome this fear, one must understand and respect these laws, because ignorance of ICC code of conduct is not an excuse. Let's take the example of when we go for our driving license. When we beside other thing beside other things, we have to show, or they show us some videos, and we have to watch some videos, and we have videos and interviews of the survivors or their families, where a little careless act resulted in a fatal accident. Little things like while driving, the people are busy in texting, while eating, or doing makeup, or changing channels, etc. And this little careless act resulted in the fatal accident. So these videos are very important and necessary for to curtail this kind of corruption. Uh, Before moving towards the ICC code of conduct, let's go through some languages or code of or words or expression we see in the game or here in the sports, especially in cricket, that always gives a repugnant or unacceptable feelings, especially to the game or game lovers. So some of these are, we can say, some of these are we will discuss in the latter part of this video. Oh, let's clear one more point. Sorry, where someone when someone agrees to play a sports, we can say implicitly or tactically or effectively, he consent to physical contact. Consent to physical contact. This is very important thing. The element of consent is a consent is an element of battery and assault. We will element of consent means an element of battery and assault, which means that if an athlete comes to the use of force, throwing things, spitting, grabbing, pushing, jabbing, uh, or we can say shoving, force throwing things, pushing, jabbing, shoving, and tackling or blocking, etc. In most cases, the players are liable to be dealt as per the code of conduct of that particular sports. Although cricket is not a physical contact game, but still events happen where players unintentionally or intentionally clash verbal, verbally or physically, but in majority of cases are dealt according to the ICC code of conduct. Uh, let me share some screen. So please hold on a minute. Let's take a break, a little break. These are some clippings where you can see the people, the top level players of the international top level players are. Some of them are have to face a lifetime ban, like Salim Malik, Azharuddin, and some has to face the have to spend some period in the jails and lots of things. So we were discussing about battery and what is the difference between battery and assault. Other than sports, battery is a crime, a physical act where what is battery? A physical act resulting in harmful or offensive act with another person without the person's consent. And what is assault? Imminent or about to happen physical harm. So how can we distinguish between battery and assault? Let's with this simple example. Let's take the example of a person throwing a person throwing water to someone. It is an assault. And if this water or the drop of the water touches the person, it is called the battery. Another term we is pretty common in it used to be very common in the cricket. Now we have some control over it. Is a sledging. In cricket, the fielders, wicket keepers, and even the bowlers, in their follow-through approach to the batsman and directly or indirectly use inappropriate words or attitude or show attitude to intimidate his opponent. Sledging is interpreted as an abuse. Steve Waugh, former Australian captain, referred to this practice as a mental disintegration. It is an insult to players and the game. Players swearing or questioning their lineages, means ancestors, involving families and spouse, is totally unacceptable and really aggravate the situation. Now, in the presence of third umpire, fourth umpires, or field umpires, or the cameras watching the game from different angles, it is now in much more controlled form, but still sledging is on. Some witty banters means friendly exchange of teasing remarks are not considered as sledging, but better to avoid. It is better to avoid. Another term is affray. Is a fight between two or more persons in a public place that disturbs the peace. That disturbs the peace of society or the area. England former all-rounder Ben Stokes once charged with affray. That was way back in September 25, 2018. In the end, court found him not guilty of affray on his fight near Bristol nightclub, and he returned to cricket after a period of 11 months. He and his family was suffered a lot. And not the story is finished not over here. The ECB also conducted their disciplinary proceeding against him. But this is all happened. But another definition we need to know is a melee. Is a confused fight, or you can say mass of people stumped or confused. People are really confused. What is happening in the middle? The spectators are confused. What is happening in the middle? Even the players, the same team players, are confused and stumped. one of the atrocious event recorded in the cricket history when Greg Chappell of Australia bowled the last delivery of the match underarm. The between Australia and England, he bowled the last delivery of the match is underarm in a match between Australia and New Zealand on February 1st, 1981 at Melbourne Cricket Ground, and that shocked the entire world. Brawl, another term, brawl, it is a rough or noisy fight or quarrel. Uh, it is a rough or noisy, and lots of people are involved in this. The coaches, the players, and sometimes even my spectators. This is like in the ugly event of a brawl that resulted in lifetime ban in the Bermuda Club, where you can see people from both teams and officials from both teams are involved in a quarrel. So they have to face the lifetime ban in the Bermuda Club game. In another episode, in the final match of ICC under 19, post-match brawl breaks out between India and Bangladesh, and three or four players of each team were found guilty of breaking the code of conduct, ICC code of conduct. Even the famous cricket captain Kapil Dev emphasized to take hard steps against these players, these future players involved in it. Cheating, cheating is many things are common into the cheating, like ball tampering. That was pretty common. Now it's in bit control. It's totally controlled now. Use of preference enhancing drugs such as steroid, etc. from 2000 to 2008 is called the steroid period. Um, we have some brawl we have discussed. Now, what's the ICC part? ICC International Cricket Council, as a part of its continuing effort to maintain the integrity, public image, and popularity of the cricket, the International Cricket Council has adapted and implemented the ICC Code of Conduct, ICC ACC, for participants effective from November 11, 2014. These codes are generally accepted as a set of rules. What is the code? Code is, we can say, the set of rules that shows the limitation or the boundaries to someone, to the players, no doubt. However, ignoring facts may not be may be an excuse. If you ignore the facts, is an excuse. But ignoring code of conduct is not acceptable or and is not an excuse. The ICC anti-corruption unit with the power of proactively or thoroughly investigate incidents of corruption in the ongoing effort to protect the integrity of the game and this applies to all players, all involved, all players, you can say all coaches, all trainers, managers, selectors, team owners, officials, doctors, physiotherapists, match referees, curators, player agent, umpires, and ICC officials. For the most serious breaches of anti-corruption code is a lifetime ban from all involvement in the game, like lifetime ban on Salim Malik of Pakistan, Muhammad Azharuddin of India, and many more. However, in some countries, there is also the possibility of criminal sanctions. This is very important, and it is why it is important. We will discuss it. With India set to host two ICC World events in the next 3 years, Richardson urged the Indian government to frame a legislation on match fixing like its neighboring country Sri Lanka, which became the first major cricketing playing country in South Asia to criminalize the corruption practice in 2019. We all know that it's pretty dubious, but still, India is now the second country after Sri Lanka that has referred match fixings to the criminal code. and ICC and other having a sigh of relief. Look, this is very important. This ICC and other having a sigh of relief because in most of the match fixing cases, Indian bookies are involved. Let's go further. ICC minimum standard for players and match officials area. PMOA at international matches effective as from December 1, 2018, and you must wear the PMOA's accreditations. Beside this, communication devices are prohibited with some exceptional PMOA's areas. Let's share some code of conduct. In ICC, International Cricket Council Anti-Corruption, this is these are the evidence. Some bit. International Cricket Council Anti-Corruption Unit ICC ACUs related to the match fixing or spot fixings, betting on cricket, misuse of inside information, failing to report an approach or corrupt conduct on the ICC ACU, failing to cooperate with an or obstructing an investigation or procedures. Offensive under International Cricket Council Anti-Corruption Unit is ICC ACU related to the following. Match fixing, spot fixing 2.11 to 2.14. In match fixing or spot fixing, players or a sports team colluded means cooperate in secret or unlawful way in order to deceive or gain advantage or another. The conduct described in the sub-article 2.11 to 11 to 2.1.4. We will discuss next is the batting on cricket 2.2.1 to 2.222. Range of permissible period. Misuse of inside information, that is 2.3.1 to 2.33. Range of a permissible period of ineligibility, a minimum of 5 years or maximum of a lifetime. Failing to report an approach or corrupt conduct or to the ICC ACU 2.4.1 to 2.43. Failing to cooperate with or obstructing an investigation or proceeding 2.2.2 to 2.2.2. These are the summary. You can say Article 2.2. We already that it's regarding the corruption. Article 2.2.1 to 2.22, which is batting. Article 2.2. 2.1 2.3.1 to 2.33 as a result. These are the penalties are there. Minimum penalty of 5 years, minimum penalty of 1 year, so like the minimum of 6 months. These are the we have some news that we have already seen that the Bangladeshi captain Shakib Al Hasan is back to cricket now after facing the charges and banning period. Now, the Bangladesh captain Shakib Al Hasan has been banned from all form of cricket for 2 years. That was reduced to 1 year. Al Hasan was guilty of failing to contact the Sports Anti-Corruption Unit (ACU) watch after being approached on 3 separate occasions to corrupt conduct. He accepted the charges regarding supplying inside information for betting purpose and his failure to report corrupt approach January 2018 to April 2026 2018. He said that he is obviously extremely sad to have been banned from the game. He loved, but he completely accepts his sanctions for not reporting the approach or the approach. Al Hassan said in a statement. He further said that the ICC is heavily reliant in in players to play their central part in fighting against corruption, and he did not do his duty in this instance. He further he said that like majority of players and fans around the world, he want cricket to be a corruption-free sports, and he's looking forward to working with the ICC Anti-Corruption Unit team to support their program and ensure young players do not make the same mistake he did. Alan Marshall, our ICC General Manager, Integrity, added that Shakib Al Hasan is highly experienced and international cricketer. He attended many educational sessions and knows his obligation under the code. He should have reported each of these approaches. Shakib showing character, I must say, credit goes to Shakib. He shows character, not only accepting his error, faces all events and corruption with the investigation. He also offered to assist the Integrity Unit (ICU) in the future education to help younger people, players to learn from his mistake, and he is happy to accept this offer. Life Some news that like lifetime ban, we've already discussed that lifetime ban Salim Malik, Ataur Rahman of Pakistan, but it was lifted on 2016. Muhammad Azharuddin is still a lifetime ban. Ajay Sharma lifetime ban that was lifted on 2014 by BCCI. There is another report we can discuss over here regarding the not reporting the corrupt approach. There is a legal battle between Umar Akmal and the Pakistan Cricket Board after the term of his ban was halved from its original 3 years terms by arbitrator. He was banned from all respective cricket in April 2020 after he failed to report details of corrupt approaches made to him. The charges was established on the record of a phone cells. Otherwise, no documents, no bank transactions, or anything that can substantiate the levy of charges on Umar Akmal. Akmal was failed to give any plausible explanation for not reporting the matter to the PCB's Vigilance and Anti-Corruption Department and was in the breach of Article 2.4.4. And besides other, the ICC code of conduct for first-class matches around the world, uh, the boards have their own code of conduct that is very much similar to the ICC code of conduct, like Afghanistan Cricket Board, Cricket Australia, Bangladesh Cricket Board, England and Wales Cricket Boards, Board of Control for Cricket in India, Cricket Ireland, New Zealand Cricket, Pakistan Cricket Board, Cricket South Africa, Sri Lankan Cricket, Cricket West Indies. Lots of news were there. Beside these penalties, there are some other offences are categorized. Some other offences are categorized as level 1, level 2, and level 3 or level 4 as follows: like breach of logo policy, abuse of equipment, clothing logo or players bat logo or any part of the ground, inappropriate or deliberate physical contact between players during play, aggressive charging towards an umpire while appealing, deliberate distraction or obstruction on the field, throwing the cricket ball at the players, umpires, or officials in a dangerous manner, using languages or gesture that is obsessed, offensive, or of a seriously insulting nature to other players, umpires, referees, team officials, or spectators. Any attempt to manipulate a match regarding the result in a negative way. Net run rate, bonus points, especially like thickness. So level one fine is from 0 to 50% of the match fee. Level two fine is from 50% to 100% of the match fee, or ban for test or 2 ODIs, ban for 6 tests. Level three and 12 ODIs. Level four ban for test or live or 20 ODIs or to live, whatever. Fines in Level 3 and Level 4 offences are determined by the ICC without regards to the match fees. Offences relating to the gambling or match fixings carry penalties of bans from 12 months to lifetime and unlimited fines. If the offence happens in a test match, then the ban for a number of tests applies. If and offences occurred in an ODI, then the ban for the number of ODIs applies. But I must say before leaving that I must thanks for you to watch. We will continue this subject because this is a very lengthy subject and needs to be addressed. I must say that in the future episode of this program, we will discuss or review some books. I thanks my brother Nadeem Yusuf, who sent me a book. Nadeem Yusuf, a former first class player, and you could say he's a former first-class player, and he sent me some references for the books. I must say, Caught Out, with the name of Caught Out. And we will discuss and review this book with Nadeem Yusuf if he got the time. Caught Out is written by the Brian Redford. Shocking revelations of corruption in the international cricket. We will discuss and review this book. So I must now please allow me to leave the studio, and I thank you. And if you want to make in contact, you can contact with our Hook channels and like and subscribe the Hook channel, and I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the Hook channel.